Greetings, Minecrafters! Nonsanity here, and welcome to episode 4 of All the Mods 10 to the Skies. Alright, I did a little bit between, mostly I was sifting. But then I needed to again do some upgrades to get the sifting stored away. Like last time I upgraded the chests so I had more room. This time to make it easier, I put down these item collectors, and each one is collecting the specific items that I want to put in that chest. This one has so many items in it that I had to add a third one back there. This one's got ores, but of course there's one more, and then a few more from other siftable stuff, and this has got some of the other items. And I can expand this as I go. This one was just the blackstone pebbles because, well, I'm sifted all of them, so I don't have too much. But I also put a advanced compacting upgrade in here and told it to go ahead and compact anything, works in the GUI, and allow. And then blackstone pebbles, regular blackstone, 1x blackstone, and 2x. So it will make 3x blackstone. 3x is the best for sifting, I find, because 3 of them fills your inventory, and 1 of them is, easy to work with. To that end, jump over these, I did add a second set of compacting drawers. Oop, I let this one get cleared out. Let me pick that up so I can, there, and put that. These are frame floorboards from frame blocks. And I'm going to put that back in there and hopefully grab I made a locker. There, lock. Lock you. You're locked. You're locked. I guess I didn't relock these after I made this. What level's my backpack right now? Diamond. Okay. Oh yeah, to make the backpack, I don't think I showed that. I still didn't have enough leather, but if you take rotten flesh and stick it in the drying basin, it will very quickly turn into leather. There was no cut there. So you can go ahead and make a backpack as soon as you've done that portal to get a little bit of rotten flesh. So yeah, these take it up to the level 2, and then this takes the level 2 again and bumps it up to 3 and 4. This one just goes, I reuse these, and so it only goes up to 3. Yeah, 3x. So that top one is the one I would take 3 of to get a full inventory of crushed cobble, or crushed endstone. And I would take 3 of these if I wanted to get full inventory of crushed cobble. All right. So that, oh, and I already showed this way of making obsidian for making the end nether portal. But if I just piped it out straight into the chest, you can see it generates obsidian pretty quickly. So quickly I left it running overnight, and I've got almost 9,000 obsidian. Got more obsidian than anything else. So I don't think I'm going to need this again anytime soon. So I'm going to put all these things in my backpack of tools. I added a second hopper botany pot just to get more wood. That's doing pretty good. I think that is it for... I was processing the ores in here like we showed before. And by putting that up there, the armor stands hit their head and come down faster. So it ends up doing the crushing faster than just letting it go as high as it wants and come back down. So that's a little faster. All right, so what I want to do, I already picked up the basin and the spouts from this. This is a project chest, and these are the parts that I want to use to upgrade the smeltery here. Foundry, excuse me. First, let's give it all the lava it could want. I'm making 2 of these. These are the fluid drawers. but I've made these dripping upgrades. Point of dripstone, cauldron, bucket of lava, and some stone. Pretty cheap, really. 3 of them in each. When it comes to the 60x crucible producing lava, if this runs at 60x, then each of these runs at 30x. They're half the speed of the cauldron. So 2 of them are as fast as the cauldron, but they don't require any cobble to run. Whereas to make this work, it needs this whole cobblestone generator set up next to it. Now, one of these can power a whole lot of these. So if you have a whole bunch, this might end up being more compact than using these. But for any single operation like here, I didn't want to set up another cobble operation or work on getting the cobble over here. These work pretty well. And I put 2, that'll be more than enough. I had 1 and it seemed to be struggling. It may have been due to something else, but I just made another one. And we do need to wrench them so that they will output. All right, that's the first line. Next line, I'll put down, I can't put it down while there's stuff in there. I am going to expand this chest to be a double. It has stack upgrades in it. Next, I'm going to add another drain here and put down all tables, because this thing can melt the materials faster than one of these can pour out into an ingot cast. And the basin takes so long to solidify that it's not any faster than doing ingots. So I made more ingot casts. And I didn't get these are supposed to be in this batch. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Over here, this pipe will feed into the bottom of the controller. And I want to make it controlled by a switch. So I'm going to make that output, so neither one's going to work because they're both output. Stick this in and make it only on when powered. So that lever is off. I can now make that an input into it, and nothing's going to get pulled out unless I pull this switch. But I'm not going to do that. Well, let's go ahead and take everything out. There we go. And let's just grab something to melt. All right, a zinc. Oh, and while it is empty, let's... Oh. I think I have to take those out first. There we go. That was it. All right, so now if I put the zinc in there, it will not be taken out until I flip this, and then we'll see it in the foundry. And there definitely does seem to be a bug. Restarts, maybe some other things can cause it to get stuck on these, and they just they get all the way to the top and they just reset to the bottom, even though nothing is stopping them from running. They just have to be all taken out and then all put back in again. I don't know a way to fix that. All right, so now I'm going to put down these instead of the spouts, because these I can control better. If we make this an output, it'll immediately take the zinc out and put it in there, but if we stick an upgrade in there, it can only work when powered. Then I can stick levers here. Do the same to the others. Oh. Did they all... How much zinc was in there? I only put in 1 ingot. Did it make 3? Or are these partially... No, it got 3 from 1 ingot. Or for 1 ore. Surprising. And that one. So that's set. On 1 powered. On 1 powered. Okay. Now I want to get the output. And let's do it like this. So we'll take these item pipes. And we'll do an extraction on each of the tables. And I'll just stick a chest there. That will contain all the output. But this is sort of ugly, so what I did is I made some of these camo blocks from the Camol mod. Red, green, blue, black, and white. Get you 4 of them. All easy to come by. That wasn't what I wanted to do. Easy to come by dyes. If you mix it with a block, you get a camo block that looks like that, which can be placed over other blocks, and they disappear nicely. So it's and that'll work on anything. I could do it on these tables. It will hide anything you like. So it's like a universal facade, if you will. All right, now that looks like it's going to work pretty well. So if I were to take aluminum here, what I would do after making it from sifting or whatever else, this is going to start smashing it. The output comes here. That doubles it once. Then you toss this 16 in here. It's going to get melted down. And if I turn all of these on, we should start getting the pores as soon as it melts. There they go. And there's the output. I put 16 in, so I should get a full 32 after the second doubling. So for that 1 stack of ore I put in, which has now gone through, I should end up with 4 stacks of aluminum. Let's put these away. So let's fast forward. Zip, and we're done. And we've got, not as much as I thought we would. So it didn't double completely. Only got 44 more. And putting the ore in there got me 3. I'll have to experiment with that. Maybe it was different for aluminum. Unknown. It's not what I expected. I've only done it with like iron and gold, which are all processed, so I don't have any more to do. Anyway, this will work for what it does. It still melts faster than 4 tables can process. I can do this corner too and add another one here. Just run more pipe around. I suppose I could even do another layer up above, because these drains don't have to be in the bottom layer. But it's good enough for the moment. All right. Next. I think that's everything. Don't know what else I need to do. Oh, look, project chests. Yes, this is a multi-step project. This is going to be the bulk of the episode. So, Which end do I start with? I think I'm going to start with this one. If you didn't find some wither skeleton skulls from a wandering trader, you would not start with this one. You'd start with this chest. Yeah. And work your way up. Because I did, I want to start with this one. The only difference is, because I want to build the mob farm in a compact machine, the best compact machine I can do without getting a nether star is a chunk in size, which you can build a mob farm in there. You got like 2 blocks of space around 2 sides of the farm, so you can maneuver around it. It's fine. But it'd be more convenient to have 9 chunks instead of 1. So I'm going to go ahead and get myself a nether star. And I don't want it at the base, and it's completely safe with this method, using the tinted glass from Mob Grinding Utilities. And there's my 1 wither skull, or 3 wither skulls, 3 of the 5 that I have. But just to keep it out of the way, I'm going to place it down here. Okay. And there. I'm building it from the top down, which is not my usual way of doing it. Okay, so there's 2 solid glass, of this tinted glass, which is witherproof. That's the important part of it. 2 solid, and then this layer has the 3 in the middle empty, and then 1 empty here. The next layer has the 3 empty in the middle, but is solid all the way around, like so. And then the bottom layer is like the first of the hole layers, but the hole is on the opposite side. And then we can seal it off on the bottom. This is always my favorite wither building box. And I'm going to make it so that if the wither does happen to shoot out, platform there, it won't go up and hit my base. Actually, these are a little slow to break. I'm just going to build a wall here. There we go. Oop. Yeah, this will work. Ah, no, it did one thing different. These are not here. These are down 1. Like that. All right, so here's what we do. You can see up in this, you know, you can see the targeting box. I want that one, middle, bottom. So there's the bottom of our wither, and then this side is just to place the heads. And there he is. Let him form. And I hit him from down here. And we have killed him. We get a withering soul. That doesn't always drop. It's only a 35% chance, but I want to get 2 of them. Miniature yellow heart, which would be nice. And we got our nether star. The angel block I'll stick in my backpack in case I need it later. But that is one version. This is like a little bit overkill. There's just always a chance that he might shoot out this hole because that's at head height for him. So making sure there's at least, a 3x3, 3x3 wall right there, a little ways away of this unbreakable. If he shoots out, it just hits the wall and doesn't fly out and break anything. But, there's nothing here. So I could have left that open. If you use any regular blocks, then his formation explosion will destroy them, even if from the outside of this glass, but the glass won't. All right. We now have one wither star. And we'll kill a few more withers in there later once we have more wither skulls, which we will be getting in this process. All right. This is going to be for the compact machine. So for compact machines, the mod, we're going to need to make 2 of these. Sticky piston, eye of ender, goes 1, and there's 2. We're going to need these, would have the regular piston instead, 1 and 2. With 2 of them and a pane of glass and a few other things, we can make a personal shrinking device. And if you take the polished deep slate, 8 of them in a circle, you get 8 compact machine walls. And if you take the compact machine walls, put them around something, you get, wasn't that it? Oh no, it needs the other 2, which got put back in my system here. So you only need 6 of them. You get the compact machine, and this is the Soren one, but recipe. Let's look at the use for that. There are more than this one. There is a tiny one, a giant one, a small one, normal one, large. See, giant was netherite, right? Obsidian. There's a obsidian one. This one's interesting. It's for farming. Oh, there we go. Colossal. So that's the one that's a whole chunk. Nice big cubicle space. So that's what I would make if you didn't have access to the wither skulls at this point in the game. Because I do, I'm going to go ahead and splurge on the bigger box. I'm going to put that right here, and let's go in and take a look. Right-click with the personal shrinking device, and we are inside that cube, and it is big. It is a 3x3 chunk space. And you can turn on F9 so you can see the boundaries for each chunk. So I think I'm going to build the mob farm in here in the north. Let's just do it in the north section here. And for that, I'm going to need the stuff that I put into the chest. Oh, not that one. This one. Got various materials here. Yeah, let's go on in. Again, I'm going to use some of these materials that I don't really have a use for. This stuff in Create will get you zinc. As far as I know, it doesn't really have any other use, but you can make it with blue ice and lava. So this is really tall, so I'm just going to start at this level. See, that's 9 for the interior, 10. Really? So that's going to be one of my corners. That's another corner. Well, this is bigger than the... Oh, of course, the next smaller box is a full chunk, but I think it includes the walls. Just like this one, this wall is inside the chunk. Otherwise, we'd see a green mesh over top of it if these walls were just outside the chunk. So it's using up just one side of this chunk. Whereas when you have the next smallest down, then this is where the next wall would be inside. And so you lose more space. So this is nice. I will have even more, oops, even more space to work with here. Oh, I should make a magnum torch. Oh, what is it called? Torch. There it is. Mega torch. Oh, need some gold blocks. I got 4,000 gold. I'll just make a stack of gold blocks. Oof. No, another 3,000 gold. Still, I will need them. So I'm not sure what the range on this is. I'll stick it here, though. But that'll cover everything. We can light things up later on. So that'll be another corner of the box. And I'm going to build all this off screen. So I will be right back when this is built. Slight detour in what we were doing. I need dirt. And I've never really made large quantity of it. Part of this, that I made this, was to be able to sift the moss to get the mineral sapling. But I left it running because I knew I was going to need it for this. I just never set this up. So let's do that now. We need 8 oak barrels, some pipes, and probably 1 pipe upgrade. I want to put down the barrels like that and run pipes along the top and along the back. Actually, yeah. I'm going to put one there, disconnect it, go up to there. I'm going to place a dirt. I set this up before, which is why I have some dirt. A dirt drawer there. So on the back, I'm going to make all these extract. And then I toss the upgrade in there. They will all fill with moss. That moss will convert to dirt. So we have 52 in there. Now we've got 60. Yeah, that was 8 more. Yeah, so that now will turn this renewable source of moss into a renewable source of dirt. So now I can take it and head back into my mob farm building, which is currently in progress. I'm using some bone blocks as an accent. Now in here, the interior, let me put down these lamps so we can see better. 1 lamp, 2, 3, 4, and 1 will go in the middle. And to turn them on, instead of using levers directly, I am going to place create redstone links, which require an andesite casing, which you can manually manly slap a naked log with an andesite alloy. Yeah, strip a log, make an andesite alloy, which is andesite, and some iron or zinc nuggets. And then this transmitter is some iron plates, which can, if you make the engineer's hammer, you can get 1-to-1 from copper. These are copper plates. And a lightning rod is just 3 copper, vanilla recipe. So I've got 1 for each of the lights. And we really can't see here. Let me get some temporary light. Where's the glowstone half slabs that I made? Just stick one here for the moment. So I've placed it upside down, but if you shift right click with it, open hand, you see that white disc appears on the antenna. That's a receiver now. And I'm going to grab a lamp. So you have to tag them for what channel, and I'm going to use this double lamp. I need an empty hand. Go. Empty hand. Oop. I didn't hit it on the filter slot properly. Wait till those little corners light up. All right, so they are all set up, and let's see, where do I want to do this? Where do I want my control panel? Should keep it in the same chunk, or load multiple chunks in here, which I can just do that. If I go into map, and we're going to see, let's make sure I'm in the right one here. Oh, I did it on the south end. Okay. Do that and the middle one. I did do it on the south. I thought I was doing it on the center north. Can't really tell which way is up in here. So now I can have them anywhere. So right now I'm just going to stick this one here, give it the same lamp, leave it as a transmitter, and put a redstone lever next to it. Now I click it, and they all light up. Very nice. I'm going to need more dirt than this, I do believe, but let's put as much as we got. Oh, no, I had enough. All right. Now, I leave a space around the edge, because if I turn this into dreadful dirt, which will spawn mobs, if it goes right up to the edge of the wall, then when a large slime spawns, it can phase through the wall and escape. If you leave a gap, then that'll work. So a 7x7 is enough for the dreadful dirt. Each egg only makes 5x5, so I'll probably just start with that much. And I'm putting the lights on the floor because I can. The corners are bare. There's going to be a mob cage above this one. And if you make these lapis lamps, which you just take a regular lamp, surround it with lapis, you can put them in the ceilings. And let's see, I want to swap these two out for this tinted ethereal glass. So you put amethyst shards around ethereal glass, which is glass and an eye of ender. You can pass through that. So up here, I'm just going to use levers for these, because these will light the room up a little bit, but it's not a light that will stop mobs from spawning. So if I turn this off, I can still see in there a bit. It looks like they do affect the placement of the dark markers, but anywhere in there is still acceptable for mobs to spawn right now. So actually, if I were to back off, it might start spawning in there. Well, no, I put down that, so they won't right now. All right. Actually, this one... Yeah, I'm going to need another redstone link. So I want to move the lights, move the lamp to the side like that. We'll grab another... Do I have another lamp in here? Yeah, there. So I need to reprogram these now. Yeah, because this is where the mob grinder will be. And I'll probably use more of this ethereal glass. That. If I ever forget to turn off the mob grinder, which will be in this corner, and the fans, then it's going to blow me towards the mob grinder, start grinding on me. I can get out. That's my thought. And then I wanted a door over here in the corner, so I don't have to be near it if I don't want to be. All right, so this is the mob chamber, and that'll work pretty well, I think. And I'll make a nice control panel somewhere over here in a bit. All right. You know, it's bothersome that that's not in alignment with these. That's a one in one. That's in the corner, but I just like having one in the corner. It's just easier to get out than being one over. Maybe I'll put it here instead, so it's not quite so obvious. Yeah, that's a little better. All right, let me go outside and work on the next project chest. Let's put away some tools here. Lever, that. Chest. Everything else can go in storage. That chest is now empty. On to this one. Is that the one I want to do, or this is the one I want to do next? So this is I've made the mob masher, fluid drawer, 4 mob fans, a whole bunch of these. Oh no, I did, because I can't make these without feathers. So I need to make feathers first. Ignore the fact that I already have them. I need to make feathers first. And we can start here with this stuff. So I've got one of my spawners, one of the blaze spawners. I'm just going to set it here. And I'm going to get ready. Yeah, that's pretty good. With this redstone comparator in my hand. I gotta have an empty hand. So I'm going to shift right click and then switch to the redstone comparator and slap it. And that didn't work. Oh, did I already do this one? Oh, okay, I already did that one. Because I had to look at it to see what its values were. So it's already done. I can put this extra one away. So now you can see that the blaze in there, he's sort of shivering because he's frozen. It now needs a redstone signal to function. That's what that comparator does to it. If you look up spawner here, Apotheosis adds a whole bunch of uses. What's this? Oh, no Metacraft. You can make all baby zombies if you wanted. You increase the spawn range, the spawn count, silent them with wool. I look at the stats here. It says redstone control. Whack it with the wool, and now it says silent. And you can affect the other things as well. So let's switch to sugar, and that'll change the minimum spawn delay. And we can take it down. I did not get enough sugar. Down to 20. See if I got enough clocks. Clocks will take the max spawn delay. That I calculated exactly right. Down to 20 as well. The min spawn delay is how much it has to wait before it can spawn. And the max is how much it could wait to spawn. So it'll spawn somewhere between those two numbers of seconds after the last spawn. By making them both the same number, it'll spawn every 20 ticks. Is it ticks or seconds? I think it's ticks. Spawn count, I'm not going to change right now. Max entities, I'm not going to change. Activation range can stay the same. Spawn range can stay the same. What I'll do is add chorus fruit, which adds a new property to the bottom. No AI. They come out and they're just not running as mobs. And the pointed dripstone will change their initial health down to 20. It'll let you keep adding more, but it won't go lower than 20. So now they come out already wounded. 80% reduction in health. So, next thing in here, I made a singularity drain, which I'm going to put over here. And if you stand on it, it sucks your levels. You can see my levels are going down. And turns it into XP juice. Which if I take a bucket, get a bucket of that stuff, one of these swabs I had, and a wheat seed. So this is my wither skeleton. I can combine these in a crafting grid to get some specialized chicken feed. I can get chicken eggs. Oop, this one for diamonds. I only needed one of those. I need a regular, just regular old chicken egg, which my chickens over there have been spawning. I've been picking them up. No, I need a chicken for that. Never mind. Don't need getting confused. I do wanted to make a chicken spawn egg here. I can go over and swab a chicken and do the same thing I did to make chicken feed for... Okay, I got enough chickens here. If you hit them with the feed... Yeah, I'm sure there's a story why it does that. But that gives you whatever the mob was on the swab as a spawn egg. So I have a wither skeleton spawn egg. If you take an egg and slap it on one of these, it turns it into a spawner of that type. So now we have a wither skeleton spawner. I did this previously. I keep going to the wrong chest. Here. And it's got a chicken in it. That I didn't need to use the swabs because we can just buy a chicken egg and slap it on there. Which I didn't need to do because it was already a chicken. But otherwise, this has got all the same settings as this one. And why did I want to do that? Because if you take a lever and stick it on, turn it on, you're going to start getting chickens. And I'm going to box up this one. Because there's no AI, they don't move. They are sitting ducks, if you will. And this gets you all the feathers you could want. Let's turn that off. So I got 22 feathers just like that. And food. So now I can pack that one up. I will use it later. I'll just put it in my system. That is the chicken. And we can use it later if we need more feathers or repurpose it to be another mob. Mostly I'll just use the one spawner and change it to be whatever mob I want. All right, the next step is I mentioned the cursed earth. Need 4 buckets of the XP fluid. I need a crafting table up. So spider eye, gunpowder, bone, rotten flesh, wheat seeds with the 4 buckets. Any seed will do. You get the... They say GM chicken feed like it's bad, but GM is not bad. The good one that made the chicken was also GM, or wither skeleton. Nothing wrong with GM. It's more precise than regular breeding, which you don't never really know what you're going to get. Anyway, can of worms. Break this, put it away. We're done with that project chest. We now have a wither skeleton spawner and cursed earth. So we're ready for our mob generation, and we have all the feathers we need to make all of these fan upgrades. So we're going to get those. We're going to get these. These are a little easier to make. They just require a lot of swords to get. You can have a max of 10 of these sharpness. So that means 40 swords. Thank you. The luck, you can have a max of 10, just requires blue dye. We've got plenty of lapis. And you can have 10 of these beheadings, and they require, so you gotta make 20 iron helmets and 20 gold helmets. But it's doable. Then we're gonna have this fluid drawer and an absorption hopper. And then some chests. And I put away all those chests. I'm going to get 2 of them back out again. Oh, and then I break this one, so I've got 1 too many. All right, let's take all this stuff in and set it up. Oh, I need one more thing. Redstone block. That's what we're going to place first. No, don't need a redstone block. I was right. We're just going to put down this mob masher here. No, not like... I mean, I guess it could be like that. I don't want it like that. I just put down a temporary block to put it on and then go under. Take out the temporary block. Oh, I should not have used a fan because flying, it's going to take forever to break. Fast forward. Zip. There we go. So I'm going to put one of these controllers on it. And I'm just going to use my tool. And it's going to be a receiver. All right. Now I want to put in the fans. So the first fan is going to go here. 2 up and 2 over. 2 over. Another one here. So by default, let me get an empty hand here. We show area. That is where it's blowing. It's not long enough. We want to get it to at least here. which is 1, 2, 3 more. So we put in 3 distance upgrades. There we go. That's as long as I want it to be. It doesn't extend to the floor or the ceiling, and I want to get the floor and the ceiling for anything that flies, like blazes. So we're going to put in 2 vertical upgrades. That takes it down to the floor and up into the ceiling slightly. So I can make the mob farm 1 higher if I wanted to. But it's also a narrow column here. We want it to be all the way to the wall, so that's 2 more. To the center, that's the other 2, so 2 of those. Now it's that entire volume is being pushed over here. Actually, that is going to be where another one is. I think it only needs 2 and 2. So if we show its area, no, it does need 3. 3 extensions, 2 height extension, pushes them right up against the mob masher. And then we do the same for this one. Show it's there. There's a little bit of overlap in the middle. That'll push them up against the mob grinder. Now I will be putting mob spawners here in the middle, which means that these things are blowing them and they bump up against the spawner, which will be sort of at head height here. They're going to get stuck. So I need to blow them to the side. So I've got one more fan. Show its area. It's just a blade that'll push them out of that spot stuck behind the spawner, as they will eventually be there. So that covers all the angles. It doesn't have to be all the way over. In fact, it doesn't even need to be quite that long. That long is good enough. So we'll save one, which is good. So I'll need it to program their remotes. So I'm going to call them fans. Like, yeah, that looks good for a fan. All right, so now my temporary control panel. Got levers. So this one will be transmitter for the mob spinner. So I turn this, it starts spinning. And this will be for the fans. Turn this, and the fans start spinning. I think that's good. So now we can go ahead and put down, oh, the GM chicken feed. I forgot to whack it on a chicken. And instead of using the chickens I've got over there, because we can buy the chicken eggs here, and because they grow up to be full-size chickens, we can just do that. Where'd the feed go? Or egg. It's an egg. Chicken spawn egg. Oh, there's rotten egg. All right. Oh, okay. When the spots fade, it looked like a regular egg. I thought I'd gotten an egg from it. All right, back in we go. And again, this is a 5x5 area, so I want to click it diagonally 2 from there. And all that is now cursed earth, which when I turn off the lights should spawn mobs. Oh, but I got to take this away. Everything else is lit up now, right? The top. Oh, they're spawning. Well, in some spots they can spawn. Actually, no. If they're spawning with this here, then they're going to spawn just fine. All right, turn on the mob grinder. Turn this on. And they all get crushed up. My magnet got all the drops. But we don't want that to happen. So let's set up. Well, first let's do the experience. I'm going to put that here. Let's get some placeholder blocks. I don't want this to pick up items, and there's no way to stop it from picking up items. But actually, I don't want to use these because the building is made out of those. Let's use green ones. All right, so I'll never have those in here probably. And those will jam all these slots. But the up we want to be fluid. And that's going to go into a fluid tank. And we will give that fluid tank 4 storage upgrades so it can hold a lot. So let's get another round of mobs. Oh, I turned the light on. Oh, wait. Oh, these are being kept on by the power going. Yeah. All right, I just got to move them 1 block farther away. So let's fix that. I don't have a lamp on me anymore, so let me grab one of those. I can get rid of some of these mob drops. Doot, 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 doot. All right, so a little different in this corner, but this is the way all the action is anyway, so that's okay. So now we can turn it off, turn these on. You notice they're pretty quiet because I did use the, except witches, for some reason. I did use the wool on them. Turn the lights on to stop them. And we got more drops. And in here we now can see we've got some XP fluid, 20 millibuckets. Not a lot. Probably because my magnet was picking up a lot of the XP orbs. All right, next we need to collect the drops. I was debating, usually I just start putting the stuff over here. But I'm thinking maybe do it up here at the top. That might be good. Never done that before. We'll see if there's any problems with it. So let's make our chest. Oop. Here. And, you know, got to do this one at a time, then I'll combine them. I already had this basic to iron tier. So I made an iron to diamond, and then I made this basic to diamond. Now they're the same, and we'll link. And I could put some diamond stack upgrades into there. And on the bottom, I'm going to put 2 item collectors. So if I crouch here, there we go. Put them on the bottom, because then they're a little closer to the stuff down there. Make sure they're nice and big. Blacklist, I'm going to blacklist this because, and those because I'll be doing those. Might pick up levers. Yeah. I know I did forget to put in all of these. So it'll kill them a lot faster now. Okay. Now I can turn off my magnet. Turn everything on. I'll turn off the light level detection. So now all the XP should be going in here. And yeah, it's going up much faster. Almost 100 100 at a time almost. And all the items should be coming up into here. I'm going to sort that by count. Now each stack here can hold 16,000 because of these 2 tier upgrades. And we will be upgrading this further soon. The one problem we'll find is all these bits of armor. But we can take care of that in a bit. First, now we're getting some skulls too. That's the beheading in action. I want to get lots of hearts. But first we're going to need some of the apotheosis gems. So let me fast forward until I get some of those. Actually, you know, these may not drop them. So let me turn everything off here. And we're going to go ahead and place the mob spawner in the middle here. Place down a temporary block. It is off, but we will take... And what do I want to use for the marker on this one? Ah, I know. Creeper head. That'd be a good symbol. So I'm going to hover down here, make that one a receiver, double creeper head. I didn't put dirt into the don't pick up. Actually, there was... There, because there's 2 of them. I needed to do it with the other one. All right, I'm going to just need to set one up, oops, over here, its own lever. You can see why I want to make a nice control panel, because this is a bit of a mess. So it's creeper head, creeper head. If we turn that on, we should generate some brain dead wither skeletons. Oh, they won't spawn with the lights on. Oh, that's... I put it on the bottom so it's triggering the light below it. I need to rearrange that. And I think maybe I will put the spawner... It does pick up the cardboard box anyway, because it's a little different with NBT data. We'll fix that in the future. Now that blocks the light, but does the spawner? No. Okay, good. Oh, but it's getting... It's running. It's getting enough power through that from the receiver below. Yeah. So let's move it up one still. Oh, that's not the same empty box. That's an empty box. I need the spawner itself. I don't think I set one of them to blacklist, which is why it's still taking things. All right, so that's the spawner, and I'll put this on top instead. Blacklist. Oh, they're both blacklist. I don't know. Still took that. Creeper, creeper, and receiver. And it's still turned on. Now when I turn the lights off, there they go. They spawn. We can later make it so that they don't care about the light with our next nether star. So we'll kill all those. How many heads, skulls did we get? We got 7. We can make another. We can make another wither killer right now, or another wither and kill it right now. But first, I want to get an apotheostics gem. So we'll turn them on, turn on the grinder, turn off the light, and we'll let it run for a bit and see if we get... Oh, I wonder if... Okay, the reason why everything's quiet, I said they were quiet because I used the wool, but they were all coming from the cursed earth. From a previous, from my experimentations, I had already muted them all, which you can do by clicking this button in your inventory. And it's default to recent. This is all sounds, but this is the recent ones. And you can look and find anything that's a mob sound. So one of the witch sounds, witch drink. You can also search. Witch hurt. I'm going to mute parts of the wither. I'll leave the death and the spawn audible. All right, so now I still got to wait for a apotheosis gem. I did get one from my battle with the gate pearl. Put things, actually I want the cobblocks that came from my backpack. Creeper head can go back in here. But I need 2 of these. So I just gotta wait for another one to appear. I'll be right back. Ah, there we go. Got one here. That's what we needed. So, what are we going to do with them? Well, we're going to get an anvil. Do I have one already? I do not. Let's sink them. Make me an anvil, please. A stack of iron blocks. My magnet should still be off, so I'm going to toss those 2 down. Drop an anvil on them. Nice. All right, with the gem dust, I can make a bunch of things. I want this, the salvaging table, which is going to take a few extra parts. So let's make iron pickaxe. Just stick this over here on the side. Iron axe. I think I'm going to have to go out to get my lava. The mob farm, I think the cursed earth will still go, but the wither skeletons will stop while I'm not in there until I make another nether star. So I need a bucket of lava. So now can I make this? Oh, I need a smithing table. All right. There we go. Salvaging table. I want a pipe and a wrench. Let's head back in. When I make a control panel, I will stand there and crouch right-click with this personal shrinking device, and that'll set my input point. For now, appearing on the floor like that is fine. So I'm going to place this here and that there. And so what this thing does is when you give it an item, it will break it down into its parts. And manually, when you put things in here, I've got to click the button. But if you pipe them in, it will automatically break them down. So even in this unidentified stone sword, it doesn't say it's, I don't know, we're still going to get some mysterious scrap metal and the cobblestone. Actually, I'm going to rearrange this. Give that back. I want to place it on top, and then another pipe coming out of it back into the chest. So all these things will end back in the chest. So I take this shield, toss it in here. We're going to get some of that stuff, and now it's in here. And then go. All of those armor and tool things that are just going to take up space in here, they just keep filling up because they're all unique with different damage items. They all get melted down. It looks like it needs a speed upgrade on the output because you get more output than input. You get gold, you get leather, you'll get gem dust, mysterious scrap, and then in the time-worn fabric, and these luminous crystal shards. That's what I wanted. With the gem dust, I got 2 of the gem dust. Oh, look at this. We might be able to do it right now. Use this. This is deep slate. So I just need to cook some cobbled deep slate. Woohoo! Right away I got what I wanted. So I've got cobbled deep slate. Oh yeah, they're over here. Cooking up some glass. That away. So that around one of these crystal. Oh, you get 8, so that's all I need. Hee. Oops. Oh, there we go. With some stone, and we have smithing templates. I'm going to immediately use one with diamonds. I need to make one more netherite. We do that. 2 of those and a hammer. Doubles it up. The netherite. So use this with diamonds and a netherite. We have the smithing template. And then we can use that with netherrack and diamonds. Got netherrack. And make 2. And make those 2, make tons more. Oh, I was using them as I was making them. I used up the whole stack of netherite, and we've got a stack in 1 of smithing templates. So now I can do things with netherite. Do everything I need to do with netherite. So I think the next episode, we will get into a little bit of power. Oh, let me go kill a wither real quick. All right, I killed my nether, so I've got a nether star. I also forgot, turn off my magnet, that if I come over here and slap one of these on, when I made that omnidirectional connector, it made two. They are a matched pair. By attaching one to this chest, when I open up my inventory, I see the bones. What else is in there? The arrows. All the drops that see these moving. Everything that's in this chest is now part of my system. Now they come in pairs, so you can pair two like that, and it works cross dimension, obviously. You can make another two pair, attach one to your main system, and another one, I think there was a chicken jockey, and another one to another compact machine. And you can connect everything to this rather wonderful, easy to use, easy to start out, quite powerful inventory system. I love it. Integrated dynamics. All right, so let's turn the lights on, spawner off. Everybody's dead. Everybody's dead, Dave. Safe to go in. We're going to whack. Star in there ignores players. So now I don't have to be around for the wither skeletons to spawn. Though, just in that short period of time, I've got almost 900 wither skeleton skulls. That's probably more than I'll ever need. Tell the truth, I might switch it for the blaze one. But before I do, I do have one swab of a wither skeleton still. But it's always nice to have an extra one. So let me... What I will do is turn those off. Perfect. Just a bunch of wither skeletons. Come in and swab one's butt. Turn everything back on. It annoys me that this one flips the opposite of the others. When I make the control panel, I will fix that. I mean, technically, when it's down, it's on and the lights are on. Maybe it makes sense to keep it that way. All right. I think we're going to call it here. It's really nice to have this mob farm going, and it should not clog up there. And the depth of the storage will need to expand, but we'll be able to do that now using the netherite, because the stack upgrades, we're doing 2 diamonds right now. We can go to the netherite upgrades. That does not require actually the thing, but I need to make the netherite, and I know how I want to do that, and it's going to take a little bit of power. I mean, I'm doubling the netherite using the hammer. I could also put it in the smeltery. I think that'll double it as well. The foundry, excuse me. But when it comes to making the actual ingots, instead of 4, what I'm going to do is Oratech. It only takes 1 of each, and you get the ingot. It's just a lot slower. And there are ways to speed up Oratech, but I probably won't get into that. I'll just build the basic machine. But that's next time. Shh, don't tell anybody. All right. This is Nonsanity signing out. Take care, be good, and see you next time.